friends, your beloved car, the Yangwang U7, is now in my hands. We finally got this car. Let's take a look at what the interior is like. Sitting inside this luxury car's interior feels different, my friends. As usual, let's step on the brake. Once the door closes, it's really enjoyable. When you sit inside, you feel like you're sitting in a spaceship because it uses a lot of wraparound designs and has a lot of central symmetry and floating features. Overall, it emphasizes balance and harmony. Let's take a look at them one by one. First, there's the same floating screen as the Yangwang U8. Let's switch to the right. Let's shift hand because this screen, whether in terms of angle or size, actually better suits some aspects for the driver to operate. The actions are all carefully designed, so a lot of effort has been put into it. And the cost of this curved screen is much higher than that of a regular screen. Of course, since it's a luxury car, it should have this feature. Additionally, you will see from the design aspect, firstly, it has a design very similar to a waterfall with a support underneath. Let's close it first. It really feels like your water is flowing down below, right? This is not my imagination. It really gives that feeling. And behind it is an extremely long, continuous screen that extends from the dashboard on the left to an auxiliary display on this side. It has an integrated connection, so it seems to give an impression of mountains and flowing water, with the waterfall flowing in the front and then high mountains in the back. This is Chinese style, my friends. You should play with Chinese style like this. Let's look at a few places that I think are worth mentioning. First here. Click on the means, actually. This car is relatively conservative. When I was looking at the car just now, it has a lateral movement function. But I think for lateral movement, if it's really moving sideways like a crab, I feel that's still not achievable at the moment. But if it's at a certain angle like this, walking diagonally, if it's more inclined than the Tengxi Z9 GT, I think it's very likely to be realized here. So please stay tuned. I don't know for sure, it's just a guess. Also, you can see features like agile steering, extreme range, Yisifang parking, among others, have been integrated here. I looked into the extreme range feature, which reduces the power or disables certain elements where possible. Ensure that this car can have a longer range and can do things like high-speed U-turns on the spot, which everyone should be familiar with, so I won't elaborate further. Then let's take a look at other design aspects of this car. First, I think this steering, I personally quite like it. It resembles a sporty steering wheel because the positioning of this car is such that it is between a Panamera and a Mercedes-Benz S. So its overall design leans slightly more towards a sporty feel to appeal more to somewhat younger users. And we look at this HUD. The image might not be very clear to me, but it has a completely KE, the displayed HUD. It can project something like watching a movie, etc. Of course, I think if you watch a movie on this screen, it would be better. These functions are more of a pure display. This testing board is currently just a decorative piece, as it is now an ordinary rear-view mirror. If there's a version with an electronic rear-view mirror later, there will definitely be a screen here, and then a large amount of material is used here. A large amount of carbon fiber, and this is a 3K weave as the base, with colored weave as a side pattern. So when you look at it overall, it has that it has a very layered feel, have you noticed? And overall, it looks quite high-end. It's also carbon fiber, but this carbon fiber is clearly more expensive. Over here, you can see it's using one of the most expensive on the market, the Dynaudio Emit series, with 23 speakers throughout the car and a maximum power output of 1,360 watts. You can listen to its strong music immersion, and it also has an active noise cancelling function. You can imagine, for example, when you're on a very noisy airplane, but if you wear noise cancelling headphones, the experience is completely different.
It's completely different. All right, let's take a look. This is a carbon fiber board. That's the same as the door panel. If you have the chance, you should definitely go to an offline store and touch it. Of course, this is your beloved car, and you'll have plenty of opportunities to touch it. Let's open it. In front, there are two 50-watt wireless fast chargers, and they are angled downwards. When you place your phone down, it will naturally tilt. The benefit of this is that it's less likely to slip off during aggressive driving. Many people have reported that these wireless chargers seem useful, but in practice, they're often unable to charge while driving. This problem is effectively solved, and you can even secure it in place. The success rate is higher this way. At the back, there is a cup holder, and it's not just any ordinary cup holder. You can see it has buttons. That is to say, after you put water in here, you can heat it or cool it down. There is a temperature feature here. I touched it for you. It's very hot, really hot. I'll switch to cool and feel it. This changes the temperature immediately, very quickly. And there's a small refrigerator here. The size of this refrigerator isn't very large, but there's another refrigerator at the back, designed as a double refrigerator. The temperature here can be adjusted freely from -6 degrees to 50 degrees Celsius. Since it's a D-Class vehicle, you can experience sitting in the boss seat. You can't quite reach it, right? No worries here. We can close it. The suede on top is really high class. This is really completely different from the car I drive. I have to complain about these materials. Why is this so much better than mine? Then let's take a look at the rear. Oh, it has two small TVs which can be adjusted individually. This means you can handle your work on one side while your family, including children, can watch programs, cartoons, and so on without affecting each other. They can connect using Bluetooth headphones. Now, in this screen, apart from the usual options, you can see listen to music, watch shows. In addition, it has many adjustable functions. For example, now, some basic display functions include how your sound system is set up and your air conditioning. Even your air conditioning can be independently adjusted on the left and right sides. You see on the right side, you can manually turn it off here. If you feel hot, you can turn it on. But if there's an elderly person sitting here and you don't want them to feel the draft, you can manually turn off the air conditioning on the left side. This basically ensures that although your car is a very small space, it allows everyone to have their own suitable temperature as much as possible, which is very impressive. Then let's look at some other functions here. They are divided into many sections, and after opening this section, there are some sockets. The C port and A port, then over here, there's directly a 220 volt outlet. And when you open this side, it's a dual backrest. Here you'll notice there's something that seems like it can't be opened, right? No worries, once you just open it, you'll find that many people ask why there isn't a small table. Well, I said it's provided here. However, I think this small table has a slight downside. Bit of a happens if it could slide to the middle position, it would be easier for work. As it is now, you have to lean slightly, so there's room for improvement. But the two small tables are still a great feature, and the material used is also top-notch. It's very solid. You can tell it's made of relatively expensive material. Then we lower it down. This is a 4-seat version. There's no way to sit in the middle. This small screen in the middle, you'll find that I found that chunk off. That I forgot to mention to him about the legroom, which is really remarkable. You can see the legroom here is almost unbelievable. I can almost stretch my legs fully. What I particularly want to talk to everyone about is the seat. This year, as I experienced some of the newer models like the 78S, Maiwa, and S, these luxury cars. Honestly, after the experience, I feel that the seat in the Yangwang Yoki is the most comfortable. The most important part is in the scapula and lumbar areas, just this section. And it's not extremely soft nor extremely hard. I feel its support is just right. And in seeing them out, it's a bit like a sofa at home, yet also makes you feel quite comfortable. This year, I've done many range tests, driving 1,200 miles or 1,180 miles. If this car can let me sit for 1,200 miles, it would be quite an enjoyment. Back to business. Let me show you something.
Enjoying returning to my old profession, I'll show you something else. Let me check the adjustment of this seat. Wow, did you see that? It can actually be this long, which means that even if you are a big guy, 2 meters tall, in this situation, there is no pressure at all. It won't make your thighs feel like they are hanging in the air. Also, with it sitting here, let's see to what extent it can recline. This is almost like a half-lying sitting position, friends. You can't imagine how comfortable it is for a boss to sit here. This might be the power of money. Others, like hooks you see, have a strong damping feel. And also this kind of makeup mirror and so on are already basic features. There are also two split type ones, just like the Z9 GT. The advantage of this kind of large glass is that you can open the back separately or open the front separately without affecting each other, making the overall comfort and privacy a bit stronger. Of course, I think if this car could add a small blackout curtain might be better, but overall, I am quite satisfied. I really like this 4-seater version. I wonder how you, the viewers, feel about it. Do you like this car? Will you place an order? Oh, friends, I realized I was wrong earlier. This small panel is actually used like this. In addition to what I just mentioned about how to use it, this way might be more suitable for dining. It also has this method. You see, just turn it and open it. This makes more sense.